Hey guys, I'm Nick and welcome back to the channel. Or if you're new here and happen to be looking to stay up to date with all the latest Star Trek news on YouTube, please go ahead and don't forget to smash that subscribe button. So today I'm talking to you about episode 12 of Star Trek Discovery Season 3 entitled There Is a Tide. It's sort of almost like a part 2 because last week's episode was very much to be continued with Sara taking over the Discovery and whatnot. So this week's episode, the synopsis for reads as follows. After capturing the USS Discovery, Sara seeks a meeting with Admiral Vance while Burnham and the crew must overcome unimaginable odds as they attempt to regain command of their ship. So looking at the trailer for this episode, which I did a video for on the other day, and if you haven't seen that, please go ahead, click up here and you can catch the link for that. The trailer looks very exciting. We've got phases and everything going on all over the ship. We've got the Discovery crew trying to take over the vessel again. Obviously, Sara's now in command. So let's get into these photos and see if there's any extra information we can learn from the upcoming episode. So in our first photo here, we've got a shot of Burnham in the hallway of the Discovery. We've got red lighting on, which would assume the ship is at red alert. And she's still wearing her away mission outfit, having just come back from the planet there inside the Veruba Nebula. I can't see any radiation on her face in this shot, but it looks like she's still got the radiation monitor on her arm, which appears to be illuminated. On the control panel in the background, we've also got a Emerald Chain logo displayed there. So it would seem like the Emerald Chain and Sara is in full control of the Discovery at this point. Our next shot is back on Bookship, where it looks like we've got Book showing Burnham some sort of tool. Looks like a sort of a spanner or a wrench or something. Maybe they've taken some damage and they're having to do a few repairs. I don't recognise the tool. It's probably just some, one of those nameless various different tools they use to pull out when the ship gets damaged or something to that effect. In our next shot, we've got Burnham. It looks like from the background, we're still on Book's ship at this point. So they've obviously just left the nebula. And we've also got a bit of radiation damage on Burnham's face there. Radiation on this planet was quite severe. They're obviously going to need multiple doses of inoculations of whatever Dr. Culber's got on hand to get that sorted out. But more to the point, they have to get back on Discovery in order for that to happen because, the ship is been taken over by Sara and her various different henchmen. Got another shot of Book and Burnham on board Book's ship. This probably takes off pretty soon after the end of the last episode where the Discovery had been taken over. And we've got Book and Burnham essentially trying to catch up with the Discovery to see what they can do to help retake the ship. In our next shot, we've got Rin the Andorian holding one of these phaser, I don't necessarily call it a phaser rifle. It's a pretty weird phaser, this one. I think we saw these for the first time back in the episode, I think it was about the second episode where we had that scavenger guy in that bar, the very Western episode. He and his crew were using these particular kind of phasers. I can't say that they're the most attractive looking things. They're just sort of like a very boxy rectangle phaser. There's obviously a few different settings on these, as we saw that scavenger guy, I forget his name, in the second episode using them. Out of the history of Star Trek phasers, I have to rank these ones pretty low, to be honest with you. I think the props department just kind of, saw a bit of 2x4 wood or whatever and, thought, oh, yep, that'll do. Just paint that up silver and we're good to go. They're not the prettiest phasers, and I think props department probably could have put a bit more effort into these, to be honest with you. I hope Rin the Andorian gets a bit more screen time. I think he's a good character. I think I'd like to see a bit more of him. He's a bit quirky and a bit opinionated, but that's just the Andorian personality, I guess. I wonder how much influence the actor was over the Shran character in Enterprise, because Shran was always a really good character in Enterprise, and they're sort of a bit bossy and opinionated, the Andorians. So I think it'd be good to see more of Rin feature in the show. In our next shot, we've got Book. It looks like the same scene as the one with Rin in the previous photo. So it looks like they're hunkered down in, I think it's either the mess hall or maybe the captain's ready room, where they've overturned all the furniture. They've made a bit of a barricade. Book's got the same ugly looking phaser as Rin. So whether they've got these off Book's ship to use to try to take Discovery, but obviously we've got Book on Discovery now. So it would seem like Burnham and Book have obviously made their way from Bookship. They've caught up with Discovery and they're now helping the crew retake the vessel, it would appear. Our next shot, we've got acting Captain Tilly. She's looking a little bit, yeah, she's not such a happy camper. Saru's obviously put her in charge. And she's gone off and lost the bloody ship. So she's probably not that happy with herself, but she's kind of got the uniform unzipped a bit. So maybe she's kind of, you know, roll her sleeves up or something to that effect to go, right, okay, I've messed up. I've let the ship be captured. And now it's time to prove that I'm not just a completely hopeless and over my head and out of my depth ensign who's been given command of the ship to actually do what she can to retake the vessel. In our next shot, we've got, it looks like we've got Detmar and Bryce and Rin and Book and Tilly all around the conference table in the ready room, I think, on Discovery. Obviously trying to hatch a plan to retake the ship. It sounds like it's going to be a bit of a siege episode, this one, where we're kind of having to go all out, all action stations to do what they can to retake the ship. I'm surprised that half the crew hasn't been just put in the brig. Somehow they've all managed to get out of any kind of brig. I'm not sure why Osiris henchmen didn't all lock everybody in the brig under a force field and all leave them all there. But they all seem to have got out and they're all now around a conference table having a bit of a chat. So at this point, it seems like they're hatching some sort of plan to retake the vessel. So there was a few little question marks and head scratches over the last episode, but it definitely does look like that this new episode coming up for this week, episode 12, is going to be reasonably action-packed. We've got phaser fights and everything going on, and there's going to be a bit of action there to see what the Discovery crew can do to retake the ship. We've got Sara storming Federation headquarters and talking to Admiral Vance and Lieutenant Willer. So we shall see how that all plays out in this week's upcoming episode of the show. Let me know what you guys think and what your thoughts are for this episode upcoming. There is a Tide, number 12 of season 3. As always, guys, please don't forget to like and to comment, to share, subscribe. Just a bit of a heads up for you guys who are fans of my various t-shirt designs and merchandise, that there will be a sale coming up from the 2nd till the 4th of January, where you will be able to get yourself one of my t-shirts or bits of merchandise for 21% off in the merch store. So be sure to check that out and take advantage of that great deal. And also be sure to check out the memberships page if that interests you by clicking on the join button. As always, guys, I will see you very soon for my review of episode 12. I'll catch you then.